here. My name is Joey. Welcome to my channel. Today I am unboxing and I'm going to do a project with one of the two boxes that I get directly from the Czech Republic. The company is called Kraftika and this particular box is special. It's called Bohem style, but it is a DIY jewelry box. So in this little box every month usually is everything that you need for 2 pieces of jewelry, but this December box is special. It has some extra things in it and I'm so excited. Look at these beads, you guys. They are amazing. I am so excited about my own project. So let me explain. The Bohem style comes with everything that you need to usually make 2 projects, but this month they have put in an extra gift of some chain earrings, and there is the supplies and findings and everything that you need to make 2 necklaces and a bracelet and those earrings. So it is a really wonderful box. And on this insert every month you get a code to a video tutorial, and you can watch exactly how to make these. So if you are a person that just loves the handiwork of jewelry but you don't want to pull your own beads and supplies, everything is here for you. If you're a person that is just getting started making jewelry and you need to practice stringing, crimping, and using wire guardians and all of that, it's all in this box and this is perfect. But if you're like me and you've been making jewelry for decades, I like to do my own thing. So I am so excited because the beads that they have curated in this box are totally wonderful. And this month the necklaces have all of these beautiful different sizes diamond cut rings, and I just love those. So I'm going to be doing my own thing, but as I said, you are welcome to do the 4 projects that you have the supplies for. So in this month's box they give a little extra insert that shows a coupon code that can be used in January for a nice discount, and a little thank you or a little explanation about the extra earrings. And as I said, you get everything that you need. All the findings are here: bead stringing material, crimp beads, lobster clasp, ball head pins, jump rings. Oh, here's some extra seed beads that I didn't take out. Smaller jump rings, eye pins, wire guardians, and there were I haven't seen the projects yet because the video tutorial hasn't uploaded to the internet. I get my box a little bit ahead and I usually film ahead. So I haven't seen the actual project, only that little picture thumbnail, but usually they give you some curb chains so you have extenders on your projects. And as I said, I haven't actually seen the video yet, but I believe this is the little extra chain for our bonus gift of these beautiful little earrings with a little gold ball, and there's the little loop to attach your chain. And like I said, you could really use the beads or use this with some of your own beads and do something really fun and creative. So I'm gonna just do a quick unboxing basically and show you these beads because I have designed a bracelet project that I am really excited to make. So these are 6/0 seed beads, it looks like, and they're just in a beautiful metallic gold. There was a little baggie of those. These are one of my favorite jewelry supplies. This is a staple for me. Having these little O beads or demi rounds in Czech glass, especially in this beautiful gold, is for me like having milk, bread, and eggs. I have to have these. They're just absolutely wonderful, and I love getting a supply of those. Then there were these 6mm fluted gold Czech glass beads. So pretty. And this is another bead that I just love to play with. This is half of a triangle bead. Whoops, I completely missed my wire. I love to play with these beads, putting something in between 2 of them and just creating my own cool shapes. So I have pulled in from my own stash some jet black disc spacers. I didn't have these marked, so I have pulled these in possibly for using in my bracelet design. The stringing part I haven't worked out all the way, but this is what I love about these sort of half triangle beads is you can create the most unusual patterns, and you can turn them where the smaller end is facing. I mean, they are just so much fun to play with. And so hint, hint, if you can't see, I have decided to add in a little black because of this gorgeous black button bead. I just love this. I have seen this bead in all kinds of colors, but I think this colorway is the prettiest that I have ever seen. I love the way the gold wash is like settled down into the pattern on the bead. It's just delicious. And then this is another one of the classic Czech glass that I love. This is an arabesque bead, and we got this one in frosted with the gold wash. And then this is so gorgeous. This one is crystal with the gold wash. Oh my goodness, I love an arabesque bead. I've done so many different things with it, but earrings are wonderful with these beads because you really don't need much else because that bead is so stunning. It's embossed on both sides with that little filigree curly Q and washed in gold, and you just don't need much else. It's so wonderful. And then there are a few of these 6mm smooth round Druck beads in that same gold, and these twisted beads. I think these are 8mm, it looks like to me, but they're like a little twisted round. They are so cool. They're a little bit organic looking, but just lovely. And this is one of my favorites. I can never have enough of the faceted Czech glass rounds. These are fire polished, and look at this gold. I just love the facets on these, and I just love these. This is an 8mm. I love all sizes of this. If you go on the playlists on my channel, you'll see, if you even just look at the thumbnails, you'll see that I do all kinds of things with the faceted Czech glass rounds. I absolutely love them. And this is another favorite bead. This box was packed with some of my favorites. This is a pressed Czech glass bicone bead, again in that gorgeous gold. And I am a gold girl, so getting this gold is just like gravy because it's my favorite. But these pressed glass bicones have so much geometry to them. And you have all those beautiful lines, but you don't have sharp corners or anything sharp or scratchy. So if you're making a bracelet or anything that rests against your skin, you get the geometric design without the, pain where make comfortable jewelry. And then here's that same little puffy coin bead, button bead, I think it is, in the frosted glass with the gold wash. So it really goes great with the arabesque bead. And then we're back around, oh, I cannot forget these. So these are so cool. These are little striped, kind of twisted and striped and gold washed beads. They're crystal, so I love that I can even see my wire through it like a little window. That is absolutely wonderful. But this is one of my favorite things in this whole box, and this is what triggered my design. There were only 2 of these, and I see in the picture, I can, when I edit the video, I will try to put up better pictures of the finished projects. But you can see that they have used it as a focal in this necklace and also in the second necklace. But I just love these, and when I really love a bead, I will tend to make a bracelet or a long necklace so that I can see the bead and enjoy it and play with it and fiddle with it. I just love this. It looks like a stone. I love the way the gold is washed on it and, kind of splattered a little bit. I absolutely am crazy about this bead. I've been watching the jewelry trends for 2025, and Baroque pearls and really modern, contemporary, and chunky jewelry is going to be coming in really big, and this bead is absolutely perfection for the upcoming trends. I don't jump on every trend, but some of them are just wonderful. And I am going to be playing with these little diamond cut rings as well. Like I say, have not seen the video tutorial, so it looks to me like these large ones are actually solid, but I noticed that the smaller ones are jump rings, so they are like a diamond cut jump ring. Maybe. I thought I saw this one open. When they're diamond cut, it's really hard to find the opening, but I think, yeah, right there, I found it. So these are really fun to play with, and I think it looks like they did sort of making a chain with it, and I may come back with another project and just link them all together in a really funky way, maybe make some components. I'm just so excited. So let me show you what I am doing over here. I have these beads left over from either last month or the month before from the Kraftika Company, and I have taken two little sweet little cone end caps from my stash. Now this is not crimped, but I just wanted to show you the design idea. I just took some black seed beads that I had in my stash. They're some kind of an 11-0, I think, and I used these to just at random have those little gold beads showing up in those loops. Let me back this out and show you everything. So what I did is just made 3 little loops. They're not crimped. And I took the crimp beads from the box, and I'm just going to pull these down to the loops here and just take my pliers and flat crimp these. And let me do these, and then I'll show you what I'm stringing on. You could definitely use the stringing material that's in the box, but that is a simple flat crimp, and I'm going to do all 3 of them. Last one. This won't be seen, so as long as you got it flat, and you can give it the tug test on the flat crimps. I recently had a question, somebody asking me about, actually a couple of people asking me about when to do a fold over crimp, like with your Xuron plier, when to do a flat crimp, when to do the magical crimping plier. And I actually do all 3 of them. I just kind of make my jewelry with my heart, and I decide if something is really going to get pulled on a lot, I may do the fold over or the magical crimping plier. But if it's not going to get a lot of stress on it, or sometimes the flat crimp is just the perfect application if you're floating beads. And for this, since these are going to get hidden inside this little cone, it was perfect for that. So what I'm going to do is take and trim away one of the wires on each of these. And I don't want to get so close. Let me see how it's going to fit. I just keep checking. Yeah, it's going to be fine with just a little bit left over. And I'm just going to leave myself the longest cut end to work with. Oh, and I'll show you my bead stringing wire. This is my favorite. And like I say, you can totally use the one that came in the kit. We got this beautiful, very fine, I think this is 7-strand gold. It's really pretty. But I love soft flex, and I had a tiny bit on my spool left of the Champagne Extreme Flex, and this is only a 19-strand bead stringing wire. I really wanted that one. I love the flexibility because I wanted these little loops, if you will. I wanted them to be, you know, to be really kind of malleable. So I'm going to place these so that all my little gold accent beads are just, you know, not on top of each other and alternated like a cube around a cube. Let's see, I'm going to turn this one this way. And now I am going to feed all these wires through this little bead cap, and now I'm going to just line these up so that they are all equal, and I am going to switch to a number 2 crimp tube and my magical crimping plier. So maybe this little project will help some of you that had questions about crimping. This is a number 2 crimp tube, and it works with all of the crimp methods. You can flat crimp these, you can use your magical crimping plier, which is my favorite, but you can also use a regular crimping plier and fold it in half like a little taco. But I'm just switching to this. The magical crimping plier will turn this little crimp tube into a tiny little bead, and I really love that. So I'm just going to feed all my wires through. This is going to be the start of my bracelet, just for a little cool little component in my bracelet. Before I crimp, just kind of want to line these up. I want them to move around, so I'm going to turn this one. I want them to move around and be kind of gathered, but isn't that pretty? It's just cool. And then I'm going to take let's see, do I want to put blacks? I was thinking of putting black seed beads on, and I think I will. I think I'm going to string some black seed beads on this wire and make a tiny little loop and then crimp it. And that's going to be my clasp. Don't need much. Usually it takes about 9 seed beads or so. So let me get them strung. Okay, so if you can see what I'm doing, I'm just going to let these 2 wires hang out, and once I have crimped, those will get trimmed away. And I just made a little seed bead loop, and before I crimp, I just want to make sure that everything is lined up the way I want. It's you know, it's a funky little bracelet component that I'm creating, so I'll just take a moment. I tend to edit this out of my videos so it won't be boring, because before I you know, close everything off, I really take my time and make sure that it's laying the way I want it. Okay, I'm just gonna fit my magical crimping plier right in there and close it. It makes a little square, and then go to the side and do the same thing, and then just go around and around. As I'm looking at this, wouldn't that be a pretty pendant? It's so pretty. Okay, and we'll just trim these away, and then we can start building the bracelet. Okay, so my idea is to take a couple of these rings and gather up my little loops that I just made, and then do a strung bracelet from there. So let me make a little space here, and I'm going to choose a couple of these rings and just going to open them and put them through my loops. These are beautiful. There it is. Love diamond cut jump rings because the opening just really gets hidden. Oh, that's so pretty. I might even do 3. There it is. Ah, so pretty. Okay, that's the beginning of our bracelet. Now from here, I am just going to play with a little pattern. I definitely want this black one in. I might want both of them, but I think I just have to decide if I want to string this or if I want to do components with wire. I wish you guys were sitting here so you could help me make those decisions. Let me just play with the beads for a second and decide what I'm going to do. Okay, I am going to use my 20 gauge Softflex craft wire and my 1-step looper, and I am going to create a bunch of components, a bunch of bracelet links, and add them on to this. I have some wire that I cut off my spool that I didn't use for another project, so let me shorten this a little bit. And we'll make some components. Okay, I think I'm going to use my medium-sized 1-step looper, the 2 1/4, and I think I'm going to start with this. I love that bead. So pretty. Let me get my nylon jaw pliers. Are amazing. They save your fingers. Okay, and I think I'm going to just see what this looks like just on wire. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so contemporary. I love it. I really love that. I think I might end up using both of these beads in my bracelet. I'd like to have a whole bag of these. So if you can see, I feel that I'm putting stress on my bead, and so I'm not closing this all the way. When I take this away, I can finish closing my loop, work harden it if I need to straighten the, align them, especially when you have a bead that's kind of odd shaped like this. It can go into the one-step looper kind of twisted. So look at that, so pretty. And then I just have to decide, I'm going to make the components, and then I'm even thinking of putting this jump ring through those three, and maybe even connecting one of these beads on this side of my black component and the other one on the other side. I'm kind of liking that. So I'm going to sit here and make a whole bunch of components just like that and get to connecting. It'll just be a second for you. I'll come back and choose a clasp and just see how this turns out. I'm so excited for it to be finished. Okay, I have gone into my stash and found a pave. It's a really dark bronze, but it's kind of got that look of black, so I'm going to do that for this bracelet. And I ended up using basically one of each of my favorite beads, and that is my length once I put my clasp on. Sorry, it is cold here tonight. So once I put my clasp on, I got my perfect length. I love this artisan section to this bracelet, but I love the beads so much, and this is my favorite. And so I have ordered some Baroque pearls, so I think I'm going to keep that one out for another project with some Baroque pearls. So I'm thinking that I need to do another bracelet. So I'm going to use all of these arabesque in the crystal, and then I'll go ahead and make the components, and then I'll decide. I have plenty of these, so I'll decide if I want to put these in between. I was playing with the idea of not doing any black on this one so that I can stack them together, and I do have another magnetic clasp, but I will need to make some jump rings. So I'm going to take my 20 gauge wire and take these pliers here. I know I need to start with a nice blunt end. It's a little pointy, and so I'm just going to make a coil with these pliers. Just coil this little length of wire, and then I'll cut them. Then I'll have jump rings to add my clasp on, and this will match my other components that I've made because it's the same wire. Okay, and now I'm just going to take the flush side of my cutter, and right where I started coiling, just cut right up the middle of that coil. Okay, so let's do the first bracelet. Let me just attach this little magnetic clasp. Oh wow, this is so pretty. This is so beautiful. I love this little component here. It's so interesting. It's very artisan. It's contemporary. I'm crazy about, all my favorite beads are in it, and I did that little component with those half triangle beads and just one of the little gold spacers and just a touch of black. I love this arabesque bead. All my favorite beads from the box are just in here. I just love it. Okay, so I think I'll just do the exact same thing, just make some components with these arabesque beads and get my length. I'll stick with my 2 1/4 millimeter one-step looper, and if you've seen me do this before, then you know that whoops, it caught on my plier. I keep my tool in my hand when I'm doing a beaded chain or when I have a lot of components to make, and it's just, you know, saves my hand, and I'm pretty fast at making my components. So there was an odd number of these arabesque beads left, and I really like that. And I don't know, I haven't decided yet. It's going to be all about my length and the pattern I like. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to be opening these loops again, or if I'm going to attach them to each other the way that I did in this bracelet. I even considered using some of these beautiful diamond cut rings. It's going to be really just playing to get the length right. So I'm going to do all these components, and it'll just be a second for you. Through the magic of editing, I'll be back. Okay, I forgot that there were these beautiful twisted 8 millimeter beads in the box, and I just love them, and I'm using my first bracelet as my measurement because the length on that is really good. So I am pretty perfect with my length, and just tidy up some of these little loops now that everything is connected. And I have 2 stacking bracelets. I'm just going to do the exact same thing with the magnetic clasp. Just put it on with the jump rings that I made, and these 2 bracelets are done. And so I just want to remind you that there are beautiful projects that you have a video tutorial for, and they are always beginner friendly and lovely. This company does a great job. I think I've been getting these boxes for about 6 months now, and I have loved each one. It's better than the next, and this one is no exception. These beads are just gorgeous. I had such a fun time designing with them, and I still have so much left over. All the findings, all of the gold rings. I'm treasuring this little guy, and so there will be more projects to come. So check the description box of this video for links to the Kraftika Company. This box is one of the 2 that they do. It's called Bohem style, and the other one is called CZECH Beads Exclusive. I have a separate video for that each month, and look at this, you guys. Isn't it elegant? I love a classic beaded chain. You know, not every piece of jewelry that we make has to be, you know, some engineering feat. It can just be simple and lovely. Look at that. I mean, I could wear this alone or with other things, and I'm going to love stacking it with the one with a little bit of black. Look at that. So pretty. I'm crazy about this bead. Actually, I love all the beads. This was a wonderful box. So I hope that everybody is safe and well and having fun on your beading mats. I'll put some pictures up at the end, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao, creative friends.